Hey, this is Danielle, and today we're going to talk about how to make some DIY remote operated triggers for decorations. This is for our Halloween trail.
So these are 12-volt batteries.
Interesting.
The remote controls use the 12-volt batteries, and so the relays we got also use 12-volt batteries.
Okay.
The remotes came with the relays.
I'm assuming we're going to have to label each remote, or is there the remote?
Remotes are the same. There's two remotes, and they have looks like 15 channels each. So you can.
Oh, okay.
So each one of them you press a number button and it sets off.
Okay, so I could theoretically do 15 different items.
Yes.
Nice.
And I think we have enough of these to do all of those.
15?
Yeah, I got a bunch of them.
Oh, sweet.
So when you buy them, it's just that, right?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have these parts. I added those. Actually, I'll this one because it's the one I want to use. And these things come apart and have a little circuit board. And here you've got a bunch of a connector where you can just kind of take a screwdriver, you loosen these, you stick wires in, and you tighten it. There's a power, a pair of wires here for your battery. So these battery things were purchased separately, and you put the red wire into the in plus and the black wire into the in minus, and that's going to power this thing up. I don't have a switch on this, so when I don't want to use it, I'm going to take the battery out. You could put a switch on here, but for now it just...
So it's taking battery even when you don't press the button on the remote?
Yes, because it's a receiver.
Because it's got to stay on all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Does it take a lot of energy, or would the battery last for a while if you did leave it on?
It would probably last for a little while, but haven't tested it.
Okay.
I mean, I would give it days. I don't know. These things are set up to run different ways. Like you can, instead of taking power off a battery, you can connect the wiring from a DC outlet to go through there, and kind of works like a switch, but it's powered off that as well.
Okay, so if you want to do cords.
But this setup right here, what we're doing is we're just powering it here, and this kind of works as a switch. So when we press a button on the remote, it's going to basically
receive that.
This is gonna be like a switch closing, so it shorts the two pins together, and the prop, which is basically going on and off, like as if you pushed a button on the two pins.
Okay.
Will start up. There's different modes, and depending on what your prop is or how you're doing this. So every one of these has a button, and that button is your only way to configure the relay. You configure it by holding down the button,
mm-hmm.
and the light will blink when this happens. So I'll do this once. Currently, this is configured to go off and on when you press button 1. So when you press it, you can hear a little click to let you know it's working. We've done other things like just wire these up to some snap circuit lights, but the sound's a pretty good indicator. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the programming steps of this if you needed to change it. So the first thing you want to do is set the mode. The mode sets how it works when you press the button. So some of the options are you press the button and it closes the switch and it stays closed until you press the button again.
Mm-hmm.
Another one is you press the button and it stays closed until you release the button. Or if you just pressed it and let go, it would be a more momentary button closing of the switch. The last mode, I'm not really sure how it works, but I think it's similar to the second mode where it stays on, but the thing that changes it to off is pressing another button. So if I had a bunch of these things and I wanted to go from 1 to 2 to 3, I could just press 1, 2, 3, and that the first one, when I press 1, 1 would go on. When I press 2, 2 would go on and 1 would go off. And when I press 3, 2 would go off. And
okay.
So it can kind of rotate through different things.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really played around with that mode so much. Mostly what we want to do is the momentary press or the hold-in press.
Mm-hmm.
So to set that up, I'm going to hold this little black button here in, and this is going to blink. When it goes red, I'm still holding it in. It's going to go back to green. And now it's going to go like that once. It's once it goes red, green to red, back to green, then it's going to go red green, and that one red green sets mode 1. If I want to go to mode 2, I hold it in longer, and then after it goes red green once, then it's going to go red green really quick.
Okay.
A second time, and then I release.
And then 3 or 4 times, depending on 3 or 4.
So you let go at the point you want to. It's at your mode.
Okay. Hold
on. Once you set the mode, it actually clears the pairing. So right now when I press 1, it no longer does anything with this. So I have to repair it after I set the mode. And that's easy. All you have to do is hold the button.
Do you want to pair it first, or do you want to just do that first and then pair?
You have to pair it after. When you set the mode, it clears the pairing.
What I'm saying is, do you need to pair it the first time in order to set the mode?
No.
Okay, so you do that first to begin with.
I think out of the box, these were all labeled with a sticker. Like this one has a 1 on it. So it came pre-paired to 1.
Okay.
I think they're all in mode 1 too, but I haven't checked them all. So they're a lot of them are all just ready to go. So now we're back. When I hold in 1, it stays on. When I let go, it goes off. So now we're ready to close this back up. I just got a little, you just got to kind of push these wires to the side here. Put the thing on it. It doesn't really matter how these go out. You kind of want it neat, but that's okay the way it is now.
I'm assuming that's not waterproof too. We're going to want to make sure that it stays dry.
Right, yeah, it's definitely not waterproof. And, you know, this is hanging out. You could tape this to it or get a separate enclosure, whatever you want to do. Also this, and, you know, if you need a longer range, this antenna extends. So now we can hook it up to the prop and see if it works.
Go ahead.
So we bought a bunch of these connector types, which...
Oh, that's the off switch, on switch, pretty much, yeah.
Which should be the right size for our prop here. You can see below the battery, there's a little hole there for this to plug into. And hopefully I got the right fit for here.
I didn't even realize there was things on there. It's useful.
And if the prop is on and that fits in.
So the prop has to start up being on, so it works.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now if I press the button, it goes off. And I let go of the button. So hopefully it just does its things and then it'll shut off. We'll see. This thing was kind of going off like crazy before. And it's off.
Nice.
So several of our other props have that same sort of thing, I think. I haven't checked them.
Okay.
We're just going to pull.
So we're pulling his dress up.
Yep. And it's got a little box here.
Much longer, and your soul will be mine for all eternity.
This must be where the current sensor
Oh yeah, look at
is.
this. There's a thing here.
Yeah, I just unplugged that one.
Okay.
And I'm going to swap that out with the one we put together.
I don't think you got the memo.
Your very soul is at stake.
Let's see if he stops.
I am the seeker of souls.
So,
I have been sailing.
Okay, so let's give him a try.
Yeah, so now he shouldn't go off with us doing our thing here. However, his normal sensor is worked. We unplugged that one. We switched it with the remote one. Now, if I press the button.
Yes. Okay, so just to show you how it works, we have a remote. We're only able to set up 6 devices because that's all we had batteries for. But we got 1. So that's number 2. Okay, so our next one is a drop, and we got the drop thing at Spirit Halloween. And it just drops like that, and you have to push it to get it to go back up. There we go. Okay. Well, I think this was number 5. That's interesting. I think he's off. So you do need to have them turned on in order for it to work. And I may have flipped him off because he's really annoying. Let's see. There he goes. Okay, that's number 4. Okay, and there's our jail. Okay, and number 6 and last one is this guy.
Beware! Come no closer. Your very soul is at stake. I am the seeker of souls. I have been sailing these waters, searching for lost souls.
So there's our graveyard. These will all be turned on. Next year, he can be hooked up, but again, not enough batteries. How annoying. And then that's the end of the trail, so I know it's not a dark version, but at least you could see how the remote works. And I wouldn't get the same batteries we got, so clearly they're gonna die really quickly. I'm not sure why, because we haven't used them that much. But yeah, so everything starts over here and it ends right here. Thank you so much for watching. If you want more information, check out the blog post on DIYDanielle.com. Sometimes I can get a little more detailed in a post than I can in a video. You're also welcome to leave any comments or questions, but it's a little easier to reach me on my blog. Take care.